The basic rules and objective of the game of baseball. While there are several rules about different issues, I want to touch on some of the basic rules. Just to say simple, but cover it all, we can break it down into a few groups. Baseball is played by two teams of 9 players each. The teams take turns batting and fielding. The batting team is called the offense, and the fielding team is called the defense. Players are in a number certain order. The pitcher is number 1, the catcher is number 2, the first baseman is number 3, the second baseman is number 4, the third baseman is number 5, the shortstop is number 6, the left fielder is number 7, the center fielder is number 8, and the right fielder is number 9. The player known as the pitcher pitches the ball to the catcher, who crouches behind a base called home plate. A batter stands in a painted box next to home plate, then swings to try to hit the ball. If he hits or bunts it in fair territory, he runs to first base and possibly second base, third base, and back to home if the ball is not retrieved by the defense in a way that will get him out. If he makes it home, this will count as a run. The object of the game is to score more runs than the other team. Bunting is another part of the offensive game. There are several types of bunts and situations for using the bunts. There's a sacrifice bunt, push bunt, drag bunt, and a squeeze bunt. All are different in the way they are presented and situational based. All have the same stance, but they are just presented in a different time at the pitcher's delivery. You stand in the batter's box in the normal hitting stance and pivot on your feet so that your chest is facing the pitcher. A sacrifice bunt is a bunt used when you are trying to move a runner up one base closer to home, but you are giving yourself up as an out. Therefore, your job is to get the bunt down in fair territory so the defense will field it and throw you out. A push and drag bunt are bunts for hits, so you're trying to get it down the foul lines. For example, when a third baseman or first baseman is playing deep at that position, this is an appropriate time to do a push or drag bunt. When a squeeze bunt is called, the timing for the runner who is on third base and the batter are very crucial. When the pitcher starts his delivery, the runner on third races towards home, and obviously, the batter has to get the bat on the ball in some type of way, or it is an easy out at home. The field consists of foul lines that the game must be played within, and is usually called a diamond. The distance from the mound to home plate is 60 feet 6 inches. The 4 bases are 90 feet apart. The job of the defensive team, known as fielders, is to catch or stop the balls hit and prevent offensive players from advancing around the bases and scoring runs. The defense uses leather gloves to catch the ball, ground balls, and fly balls. Each inning is divided into half innings. The team to play the field in the top of the inning is considered the home team. The team batting is considered the visiting team. Most baseball games all the way up through high school play 7 innings. Some games, depending on if the game is tournament play or just a regular game, may be timed. Other games may play full 7 innings. If a team is ahead by 10 runs after 5 innings, then the mercy rule is in effect, and the team that is up by 10 is the winning team. There are several more rules that go along with baseball. There are balks, which is an illegal action from the pitcher that is intentionally trying to trick the base runner into believing that he's going to deliver the ball home, but he is actually trying to get him out instead. Base runners are allowed to attempt to steal or take the next base as long as he is not thrown out by one of the defensive players. The outs are determined by the defensive players. A tag out is called when a base runner is off of a base and touched by the defensive player who has the ball in hand. A fly out is called when a batted ball is caught in the air before it touches the ground. A ground out is a ball batted on the ground and picked up by the defense and thrown to the base before the runner gets there. A strikeout is called when the pitcher throws 3 pitches that the batter either swings, doesn't swing, or misses when the ball is thrown over the plate. The offense uses the bats called BBCOR bats, which means batted ball coefficient of restitution. Not too long ago, before BBCOR bats, the bats being used were BPF bats, which mean bat performance factor. This basically gave a lot of pop when the ball hit the barrel. Both of these factors basically mean how fast the ball comes off of the bat. However, over the years, the BPF bats were considered too dangerous for use. Therefore, the BBCOR bats were created and contained less pop, which made it safer to hit with. The pitcher's job is to throw strikes to get the batters out, or throw different types of pitches to keep them from getting a solid hit. Most pitchers have a fastball, changeup, and a curveball. There are some pitchers in college, professional, and even high school that can throw other pitches. Some of these pitches are slider, cutter, sinker, splitter, and even a knuckleball. Each one of these pitches is different in speed and movement.